If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it. And
when that happens, or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
You know? Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like,
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your...
I don't like nothing about him.
But Terence Crawford and Gervonta have been at loggerheads for a while now, and we just never imagined how bad things could be if a physical meeting happened until now.
Question for you, Tank. At 147, how does a fight with you and Terence Crawford look?
147?
147.
Shit, I tap that trend, you know he going to sleep.
I already know. I already know he
ain't got no chance.
I already know.
It's almost fight week for Gervonta Davis. As he finishes his training camp and prepares for his 31st fight and 29th knockout, he and his opponent, Roach, had a behind-the-scenes press meeting. They sat down for a roundtable interview in Brooklyn, New York, near the fight venue. Meanwhile, Terence Crawford has also been in New York since Keyshawn Davis's fight against Dennis Baroni.
Sean Davis's fight against Dennis Baranchik.
Whoever. I told Tank. Tank know what's up. You know what I mean? He know what he up against when he fights Shakur or Keyshawn. You know what I mean? He want to fight these.
Took place on Valentine's Day at Madison Square Garden, with big names like Terence Crawford, Claressa Shields, and other top boxers in attendance. Since then, Crawford has stayed in New York, planning to travel to Saudi Arabia to watch Shakur Stevenson fight Floyd Schofield. Surprisingly, Crawford showed up at the press meeting between Gervonta Davis and Roach. Things quickly got out of control when Davis confronted Crawford about some recent comments he made. The meeting soon turned into a brawl.
He would never even think about to come up to 154.
All right, what about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Crawford admitted to making the comments and even challenged Gervonta Davis to do something about it. However, before Davis could react, Crawford made the first move and shoved him. People quickly stepped in to separate them. So, what exactly started this feud? Crawford, the 37-year-old from Omaha, Nebraska, has accomplished more than most fighters dream of since his pro debut in 2008. He has won world titles in 4 weight divisions and became the undisputed champion at both super lightweight and welterweight. Now, as he prepares for a huge fight against Mexican superstar Canelo Alvarez later this year, Crawford has called out a reigning world champion, accusing him of being arrogant.
Felt like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards.
Speaking on the Cigar Talk podcast, Terence Crawford shared his true feelings about WBA lightweight champion Gervonta Davis, admitting that he doesn't like him at all. "I just really don't like that dude. I don't like anything about him," Crawford said. "He's one of those arrogant guys who hides behind what he has. He's always surrounded by security guards, and being in the spotlight gives him a sense of protection. But in certain situations, he wouldn't act like that." When asked if he at least respects Davis as a fighter, Crawford responded, Yeah, he's a damn good fighter. He's got skills, power, and tremendous boxing ability. But as a person, nah, I don't respect him at all."
About no fighting in the ring. If me and you was to fight outside, I will break your neck.
Fight between the two American stars seems unlikely anytime soon due to the big weight difference between them. Crawford's last fight was at 154 lbs in August, and his upcoming fight against Canelo will be at 168 lbs. On the other hand, the highest weight class Davis has fought in is super lightweight, though most of his success has come at lightweight. Davis remains undefeated with a perfect 30-0 record and holds the WBA belt in a highly competitive lightweight division that is in need of unification fights. So far, he has been a tough challenge for all his opponents.
He's in the limelight and stuff like that, but in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter, though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
But, his core personality and his ways.
Vasyl Lomachenko holds the IBF title. Shakur Stevenson has the WBC belt, and Keyshawn Davis recently won the WBO title by knocking out Dennis Baroni with a brutal body shot on Valentine's Day. Crawford was there to watch his training partner Keyshawn win, and later told Fight Hype that Gervonta Davis wouldn't do well against either Keyshawn or Shakur. Tank knows what's up, Crawford said. He knows what he's up against if he fights Shakur or Keyshawn. He picks opponents that everyone knows won't really challenge him. They might have some skills, but mentally they can't keep up for a whole fight. But Shakur and Keyshawn, they're different. They're the ones who will give him his first loss.
I got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like...
Both Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis share the same confidence when it comes to a potential fight against Gervonta Davis. In recent interviews with TalkSport.com, they made it clear that they believe they can beat him. Keyshawn, full of confidence, even compared a possible fight with Gervonta to the way Terence Crawford dominated Errol Spence Jr. in July 2023 for the undisputed welterweight title. I see myself giving Gervonta the same kind of beating that Terence gave Spence, Keyshawn told TalkSport.com. His style is perfect for me. I'm young, and I don't think the fight would last all 12 rounds, but if it does, I can go the distance. I'm smarter than him inside and outside the ring. I'm just smarter than him, period. The only thing people will always talk about is that one punch.
Everybody in the world know they ain't gonna give them no fight. They not mentally there, you know what I mean? They might have a little skills here and there, but mentally wise, they not.
I have power, and I've knocked fighters out with one punch, but Tank has done it repeatedly, Keyshawn admitted. We all know he has that one-punch knockout ability, but people haven't really seen what I can do yet. I've only had 12 fights and have only been fighting at an elite level for 3 of them. My next fight against Ivan Baranchyk will be my 4th at this level, so there's still a lot people don't know about me. I'm already better than what I've shown. Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson has been chasing a fight with Gervonta Davis for years, but still doesn't understand why it hasn't happened. However, he knows that Davis is the one who can make it a reality. He's the big superstar, the biggest name in boxing, and the top pay-per-view attraction, Stevenson told TalkSport.com. So, if this fight is going to happen, it's up to him to make it happen.
Keep it up, that whole fight. And them 2 guys right there, you know what I mean, is going to be the ones that, you know, give him his first.
The ball is in his court, Stevenson said. I can't send him an offer. Turki Al-Shik can. Turki has the money. I don't have the kind of money needed to make Gervonta Davis a big enough offer. I don't know why the fight hasn't happened yet. He's a weird guy, and honestly, I don't have much respect for him. Davis is set to return to the ring on March 1st in Brooklyn against WBA super featherweight champion Lamont Roach. If he wins without any issues, he is expected to face one of the 3 champions next.
Said no chance.
I got round 5.
Yeah, I got round 6.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah.
While a fight between
Lomachenko appears
Terence
to be the
Crawford
front
and
runner at this
Gervonta
stage
Davis
as Davis's
is
team
highly
approached the
unlikely.
Ukrainian
Some believe
slickster
it wouldn't be a
over a
one-sided
fight last
affair.
year, only for Loma
In an
to opt to
interview
take
with
some
Real
time
Life
away from the sport
Productions,
instead.
multi-division
Essentially,
world
the
champion
fight between
Roy
Gervonta
Jones
Davis
Jr.
and Crawford
shared
was
his
an
thoughts on a
offshoot of
potential
what happened
matchup,
at the
saying,
Ring
"That's a
Magazine
good damn
Awards
fight."
in London in
Jones
January,
believes the
as
fight could be
Gervonta Davis
competitive if it
was one of the
happened just below
notable
the welterweight limit,
absentees.
giving Davis a fair chance. I don't see anybody around who's going to beat Bud unless they're way bigger than him. But don't sleep on the fact that if he and Tank fought at about 145, that's a good damn fight, you understand me? Jones added. Roy Jones Jr. continued his analysis, emphasizing why a fight between Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis would be interesting. They both have very high boxing IQs, and Tank is very explosive. That's the one thing Tank has that Errol Spence didn't have. In boxing, an explosive fighter can go a long way. I was only able to move through different weight classes because I was so explosive. Explosiveness keeps people in check. For now, both fighters will continue on separate paths. Crawford is chasing a super middleweight fight against Saul Canelo Alvarez, which would require him to jump up 14 lbs. Meanwhile, Davis is set to face Lamont Roach Jr. on March 1st at the Barclays Center. At his latest press conference, Davis confirmed his plan to retire at the end of the year, making this upcoming fight even more significant for his fans. While the fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez seems set to happen, Gervonta Davis has now inserted himself into the conversation. Crawford and Canelo have reportedly agreed to a mega fight this year, bringing together two of boxing's best pound-for-pound fighters. The deal is believed to have come together after both fighters met separately with Saudi boxing chief Turki Al-Sheikh in London over the weekend. After a year of speculation about whether the fight would happen, most of the boxing world is excited about this potential showdown. However, it seems one of the sport's biggest stars, Gervonta Davis, isn't too impressed. Gervonta Davis doesn't seem to be a fan of the fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, and his coach, Calvin Ford, has also shared his thoughts on the matchup. The debate over who would win between Canelo and Crawford continues to spark discussions, as the fight would bring together two of boxing's pound-for-pound greats. However, Crawford would need to move up significantly in weight to make it happen. Speaking with Fight Hype, Calvin Ford weighed in on the potential fight and appeared to favor the Mexican champion, hinting that Canelo might have the upper hand. Calvin. Ford praised Canelo Alvarez, calling him the king and expressing interest in seeing the fight against Terence Crawford. Canelo is the king. Whatever he says, you know what I'm saying? It's a good fight, and I'd like to see how it plays out, Ford stated. He also spoke about Crawford's recent performance at 154 lbs, where he defeated Israel Madrimov but couldn't secure a stoppage. Ford explained that moving up in weight requires adjustments, just like when David Benavidez moved up. It was his first fight at that weight, so you can't say he didn't carry his power up. He just had to adjust, Ford said. I hope Crawford gets another fight at that weight so he can prove himself. If he can't, then we can start questioning whether his power translates. And that's all. For now. For the best updates on boxing news, events, and big moments, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our quality content. Until next time, peace out.